Hey guys, welcome to Neat Movie News. My name is Dean Thomas. It is the 20th year anniversary of the original Independence Day, so we're back in theaters to see Independence Day Resurgence, or at least I was back in theaters, and maybe you want to avoid going to see this movie in the theater. In Independence Day Resurgence, this movie really should have been titled Independence Day Cliche. One, it rhymes and sounds a lot better, and two, it sums up the movie so much more than the actual title because where you can have some fun with some cliche stuff here and there, this movie is nothing but cliches. Cliche characters, cliche story points, everything. I mean, you want the goofy side friend who is always worried because his actual friend's always breaking the rules. You got that. You got the lead guy who's always breaking the rules. You got the other tough lead guy, and he's always butting heads with the other guy. You got the crazy scientist. I mean, you got just every cliche thing that can happen in this movie, just from how things happen, what happens. I mean, like I said, you could have fun with it, but when every single thing is predictable and you saw it coming, it kind of starts to get you upset a little bit, and it's just like, really, is that that's all we could come up with? The script writing was so weak at times. There's not a lot going on. Obviously, it's not a complicated movie. Aliens are coming back because we fought them off, and now they want to take some sort of revenge on planet Earth. That's more obviously a simple story. But that's the other problem is this movie got way too big for itself. Which one of the things that was so great about the original Independence Day is one, that it was kind of there's no other movies out like it. Obviously 20 years later we've got all kinds of movies that are very similar to these giant scale blockbuster action movies. In this movie, what's so great about Independence Day, the original two as well, was they didn't have a huge budget, so they had to do a lot of really simple things with some practical effects, and they had probably to kind of dumb some things down so they could indeed afford to shoot it. Here, with the technology and the money they got, they went so overboard. There's so many complicated things they're trying to set up because there is a sequel, guys, coming. There will be a sequel coming if this makes money because they clearly set up for it. But there's so many things where it's just like, really, that's where we're going? Really, that's what you decided to do with this? I was not. I mean, there's some. Don't get me wrong. There's some enjoyable, entertaining moments that revolves all around the spectacle aspects, all the fighting, the action, the aliens. That stuff's all good. It's when you cut between into this story point and this character, because most of the characters in this are not good. The original returning people are definitely the best. Although I felt like a lot of them didn't have a lot to do because they were trying to cram in all of these characters, all the original, all these new, all these random little side characters that really didn't need to be in the movie, and that took away from a lot because I would have liked to see it more in Jeff Goldblum and the president and all those people, but instead they were just kind of like giving little beats here and there just so you knew they were there more or less at times. So that was kind of upsetting because I would have rather seen them. And obviously the big question a lot of people has is, can this movie succeed without Will Smith? And whether he was in this movie or not, I still don't think it would have succeeded. It might have helped though, because the kid that plays his son really wasn't great. He tries having all these one-liners and they don't work. A 1990s Will Smith can pull off about just about any one-liner and make it work, which is why the original Independence Day worked. Where this one, all of them fall flat. He can't deliver them. Just none of it works. The other problem with this movie too is it tries to hit some emotional moments. Not one of them works. The only one that even comes close to half working is between two characters that you really shouldn't care all that much about, and the two characters that should not be having the most emotional moment. Well, because all the other ones just don't work. It's just like where you're going along. It's like, oh, let's hit you with an emotional moment now. Oh, it's over and we don't care about it anymore. It was lazy. It was sloppy. It's just, what are we doing here, guys? There's so many things to dislike about this movie, but like I said, if you find this on TV or something, like the spectacle aspect of it, that's entertaining. Some of the humor is good. A lot of it is once again kind of cliche and like 1990s humor, and it's not updated at all. So that also doesn't work in its favor. So Independence Day Resurgence, guys, really was a letdown. I would suggest if you really, really want to see this movie, maybe wait till it's a little bit cheaper in theaters, go to a matinee, or just wait till it comes on TV or you can rent it, because I don't think it's worth spending your money to see one giant cliche where I'm telling you could predict every single thing in this movie without even have seen anything from it. It's just one of those sort of movies. So I'm going to give Independence Day Resurgence a 45%. That's just simply because I was entertained by the spectacle of it. There are some parts that are so bad that I kind of you laugh at, and that makes it good. The acting is horrendous. The directing was not good either because some of the acting is terrible, but I blame a lot of it on the director, Roland Emmerich, because sometimes it's like he plopped the camera down, was like, just told the actor, react. All right, good enough. That'll work. We'll move on. It's like it kind of felt like how this movie was acted and directed at times. So it really was not a well-made movie, guys. I don't see this movie doing well at the box office, so maybe we won't get the sequel that they're promising us by the end of this. So like I said, Independence Day Resurgence should have been Independence Day cliche. So much of it just doesn't work, so 45% was where I'm at with it. Alright, there you guys have it. That is my review for Independence Day Resurgence. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Neat Movie News for all the latest in the world of movie news. Make sure you're checking out our weekly show where we recap all of the past week's movie news. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you back here next time.